Are you certain you're right? That's a question worth asking when it comes to Tawheed, the oneness of God in Islam. It's a core belief, the foundation upon which everything else rests. But like any complex theological concept, Tawheed isn't always straightforward. Some questions can be really challenging. This video will explore some of the hardest questions about Tawheed, forcing us to examine our understanding and certainty. One of the toughest questions revolves around the attributes of Allah. The Quran and Sunnah describe God using various names and attributes: the all-knowing, the all-hearing, the most merciful. But how do we understand these attributes? Do we take them literally, or do we interpret them metaphorically? Finding the right balance between affirming God's attributes and avoiding anthropomorphism, or attributing human characteristics to God, is a constant struggle. We must remember that Allah is unlike anything else. But how do we reconcile that with the need to understand His qualities? Another challenging area is the concept of predestination and free will. Islam teaches that Allah has knowledge of all things and that everything happens according to His plan. Yet, we are also responsible for our actions. If Allah knows what we will do, are we truly free to choose? This is a question that has puzzled theologians for centuries. Striking a balance between divine decree and human agency is critical to understanding justice and accountability. Then, there's the issue of intercession, or shafa'ah. The Quran mentions that certain individuals, like the prophets, will be granted the ability to intercede on behalf of others on the Day of Judgment. But how does this reconcile with the idea that ultimate judgment belongs to Allah alone? How do we distinguish between permissible intercession and actions that border on associating partners with God? Understanding the nuances of intercession is very important. Finally, the problem of evil. If Allah is all-powerful and all-good, why does evil exist? Why do innocent people suffer? This is one of the most difficult questions. For believers of any faith, the Islamic response involves concepts like divine wisdom, tests, and the ultimate reward in the afterlife. But grappling with these concepts and accepting them can be difficult for many. So, are you certain you're right? These are just a few of the hardest questions surrounding Tawheed. They challenge us to deepen our understanding, reflect on our beliefs, and constantly seek knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey.